Apparently, this guy and woman on their first date, and he decided to take her to the Cheesecake Factory. Well, before then, and you will see in this video, she had him waiting for about an hour, and he had already made reservations somewhere. But I guess, you know, taking her to the Cheesecake Factory was the last option. But oh, she wasn't having that. She wasn't having that, and then had the audacity to go live and record the conversation and ended up making a fool out of herself. Check this clip out.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand what is wrong with the Cheesecake Factory and why is she being childish? Like, she literally locked the door. He's trying to open the door for her. Y'all, he's opening the door for her.
This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself.
She said you're supposed to protect her, cover her, cherish her. It's the entitlement for me. Why do she feel entitled? The man didn't have to take her on a date. He didn't have to take her on a date.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least, you know.
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like, even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
I don't know
there
yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
And then
He tried to walk her to the car. He tried to get her arm, you know, around his. And she said it's too early for that. But she just said that, you know, you're supposed to cherish her. You're supposed to protect her. You're supposed to cover her. She not even making any sense. And the thing is, like, you can tell that he's very genuine. Like, he's kind. Like, it's the entitlement for me. It's the entitlement and hypocrisy for me.
Then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well, look at my planner where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where That's where we should have went. All right, right there. Call
See,
him. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying.
So he went to her apartment to pick her up, and she didn't invite him in. So he had a place reserved. He told her ahead of time that he was picking her up at 4 o'clock. He had another restaurant reserved for them. And because she had him waiting an hour late, he's still trying to take her out. Now it's the Cheesecake Factory. And I'm trying to understand what's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing. Which I'm still willing to do. I would have been. Okay. But if we're late, I told you twice.
Late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, equivalent to that? I literally you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
Hey! Did y'all hear that? Now I want you to pay attention to how, look at her face. Cause see, now she embarrassed and she is already dumb enough. Like, how are you live? Got the camera on her because, honey, she is all that, okay? She is all that. Like, she don't, do cheesecake factories. She don't do none of that. She don't do that. Like, that's below her.
So, you just want to call it a night? Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He was out the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I'm not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah. You didn't want this place anyway, right?
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already said them, and you've broken every one.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. I understand where you're coming from.
So all of a sudden, she ready to compromise. She's willing to compromise when he talks about taking her home. And you see, the man is he's very he's very respectable. He's very, he's kind. Like, it's obvious the man ain't just trying to clap her cheeks. Like, he is genuine, like, he's sincere. But the problem is, she's used to men taking advantage of her. And women, I gotta say this. Black women, we be some of the main ones too. Not all of us, but we just feel like, we're just entitled. Like this entitlement. Because really, he didn't have to do anything for her. Like he really didn't even have to take on her date, any of that. He didn't have to do any of that. And so the problem here is she really can't even see the value that he bring. Like she can't receive it because she just had this false high standards of how she think things are supposed to go. Like you can actually tell that he's just trying to get to know her. He's opening the door. How many men today still open up doors? But see, this be the thing. Because of our own insecurities, because of our own arrogance, we can't see the value of a good man. You know what I'm saying? A man, a quality man. And when I say quality man, I'm not even talking about, having a bank account full of money and you know what I'm saying? Like everything is just about status and fame. And no, when I talk about a quality man, I'm talking about someone who's actually kind, someone who is patient. You can tell he's very patient. I'm talking about, someone who's caring. But see, many women, they don't want that type of man. They don't want the Russells. I like to say they don't want the Russells. They want the Futures. They want the dogs. They want the type of man that's not even going to really drive. Like you gonna be the one taking the two of you on a date. These are the type of men that women want. Let's look at what some people had to say. Someone said she tested him with advice from Sprinkle Sprinkle and ended up disappointment. It was all on her face. Right. Someone else said, I'm not a fan of the Cheesecake Factory, but I wouldn't have acted like that. You were wrong for all that. He was a sweetheart and a true gentleman. Someone said he was respectful, stood his ground, and communicated properly. I hope he ends up with someone who appreciates him on all levels. For real. And the thing is, she wasn't even mindful of his time. So she didn't have no respect for his time whatsoever. And apparently he loved black women. So I hope he ain't giving up on the sisters. I hope he ain't giving up. But anyway, enough of my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts.